My name is Ronnie Goodless and you're watching Toffee TV.
Welcome to Toffee TV. This is the final word. Everton 0, Arsenal 2. It's becoming quite familiar, this routine. Got Matt Jones with us this week. He's going to officially be allowed to talk. Because last week was probably the best show ever if you were deaf and can lip read. But for
it's like when people talk about the best goals that were never caught on camera, wasn't it?
No, that Pele, ever seen that Pele one where they did it in like video reenactment, and it was just like the greatest goal you've ever seen because Pele said this was the greatest goal ever, and it was like it was better than like the goal he described in Escape to Victory. I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. Like, did anyone see this? Anyone actually see that he scored 1,000 goals? I don't think so, Pele.
But anyway, it actually was, wasn't it?
It was. I digress.
I'll let you.
Yeah. So, just the 8 defeats at home this season in the Premier League. Great.
Discuss. It's not bad, is it? 50. The way to look at it is we haven't lost 50% of the time. We've lost 50% own games. We haven't lost the other 50%. That's one way to look at it, surely.
Yeah. It's a one-off, anyways. The manager said.
One-off times 8.
Yeah. You know, so. Yeah.
The way I look at it, next time we play, it's April. And it'll have been 4 victories since last April, so at home, so that's not bad.
It's horrible, isn't it?
No, the reality.
The positives are the next time we play at home, we get an hour extra daylight.
Oh, that's nice. That's a positive from Saturday. For the diamond.
You look like
you're like a coach.
You look.
Coach.
Yeah.
Get a coach.
Get a clipboard and a whistle.
You don't actually look like you're serving burgers in the park end, if I'm honest. But
that's fine.
But. Another disappointing game. Really, after the highs of last week, the highs to the very lows. This week, just 2 completely different performances in every single way, and that's what really annoyed me about Saturday was that I actually wasn't that worried about this game. I'm thinking we'll go in the same way, we'll have a plan. And it just felt like last week was great. We'll just roll into this week and whatever happens.
I think the disappointing thing, because we went over it last week when we had to re-record. The thing was the fact that we felt as though we would be organised, we'd be focused. We felt as though Arsenal would let us play because that's the way they play. And it all kind of fitted into what's really good, what's been good about Roberto Martinez's teams is the fact that when we play these kind of teams, we normally excel because we do play on the counter-attack and we're allowed to play our game. And it started off, the first 4 minutes were alright, weren't they? They hit the post, outside of the post. 3.5 is it?
There's a little flick from Lennon, wasn't there?
Yeah, you know, and there was a Coleman off a corner, a weird corner routine.
Talk about those 4 minutes.
So we just stretched this out for a bit. And then, the minute we went behind, it was as if someone just went with the pin in the balloon and that was it. We never recovered from it, did we?
No, it was. You said there was a low there, Ped. I think it's probably the lowest point of the season for me. Not in terms of feeling dejected coming out of the ground, because I think we've had some, much more.
Well, we used to it, aren't we?
Yeah, we've had some games where we've lost late on or we've thrown leads away. But this is the first time that I've looked at the team and thought, these players just don't. Like, I hate it when fans come out after the game and say, "Oh, they weren't trying 100%. They didn't look like they cared about the team." Because I think that can get bandied around quite a lot.
Yeah, it's easy.
But watching some of the players and the way they went through the motions in the game on Saturday, it just struck me as if it was a team that was just so passive in everything they were doing. It was like the won against Chelsea and thought, that's it now, job done. Arsenal are here. They played Barcelona within a week. We might be able to just roll over these, and I'm sure we'll go through like how we went behind in a minute. But the fact that they went to the new camp on Wednesday, they had key players out of the team. I was expecting Everton to at least put pressure on in the second half, because we've seen it ourselves this season. Teams can come back from 2 goals down. It's not completely out of the question, is it? Why couldn't we go and have a go in the second half? Because I thought they're going to tire. They're in poor form. Go and have a go at them in the second half. Bring Delafeu on, bring Nias on, put them under pressure, and it just didn't materialise at all.
I mean, we seen it yesterday, didn't we? A team come back from 2-0 down to win the game. The last 25 minutes, so it can be done. But difference was they put a attack midfielder and a striker on and won the game. And
Villarreal did it with 10 men against Villarreal. Did it with 10 men against Barcelona yesterday. It's just it's not.
Can I just think? I won't let you get on with this, but I just think what you have just both said there perfectly illustrates this football club to me. They haven't got it in them. They haven't got any fight in them. The manager hasn't got any fight in them. That perfectly illustrates a 2-0 at half time. He did something. I don't know what he did, but he did something, and it added absolutely nothing to the game. And after that, he didn't know. Literally didn't have a clue. And I think that sums up. I don't think there's anyone at Everton Football Club that thinks when you're 2-0 behind you can bring the bullet back. Other clubs think they can do it against us, but I don't think there's anyone at Everton Football Club. And I think that's just about where we are, basically.
I think we will go over all of that in a bit, won't we? But I mean, the first goal you were talking about it off camera there. What was the thing that annoys you the most about it? Just say what you said, because
well, I've said this on the instant reaction. 50 seconds without the ball. 50 seconds. They had the ball broke down, us going forward. They had one go at attacking. They kept the ball, come back and win again. Second time they got through. 50 seconds in a game of football.
And wasn't it like it was like a training session when they passed it?
Not one of our players got near. And how many times have we said this? How many times have we said it? And funny enough, I went back and watched the video after on Saturday night. It was Romelu Lukaku before the game talking on BT, talking about the goal, and he asked him about Everton. He went, "We're just not clever enough." And he went, "What do you mean, mate? You win it 2-0, you start fouling people, you start kicking people, things that we say all the time." Now, alright, that might be
spot on.
No, but and I know some people will go, "Well, we should be the first to do it." Fair enough, but you look at that goal and you just think no one has got the brains. Without Gareth Barry in the team, we're relying on a 36-year-old player. No one's got the brains to just go over and put. And he's done it himself in games. We've mentioned this the Bournemouth game. No one's got the brains to just go over and slap one of the Arsenal players. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. Just go over and just put a little cynical foul in somewhere and just break the play up. We haven't got it in us. We are just too nice. And I'm afraid it comes from the manager. And I know loads of people will... What can I say? There's nothing you can say. I'm a beaten man.
For me,
I'm a beaten man.
The way they popped it round, it was like a training session. It was just possession in a training session, and he got through, skipped around the keeper and knocked it in, and you were just like, that was a bit easy, wasn't it? Because when we go forward, the thing, we're Arsenal light, aren't we? That's what we're built as, aren't we? This possession team that passes it round, and it was like night and day watching those two teams. Even in the first half, even at 1-0, while the game was still there to be won. When I'm saying to the fella next to me, when they break, look how many of their players get foot. Look how fast they are. And when Everton break, it's almost walking pace. It's slow. Or if we do go long to Rom, and he did have a good game, but we knocked it up to him, and there's nobody anywhere near him, and he's got 3 men round him, and he gets hold of. There was one, he got hold of it. He held Koscielny up. He got hold of it, and he just crowded them up, and he was looking, and cleverly he's just jogging forward. Ross is jogging for, and you're like,
do you know why there's no one up next to him though? Because the manager tells him not to play long. It's encouraged to play up the back, so everyone drops in. Everyone's got to be in line for a pass, and it leaves the striker isolated. And you're watching that game in the first few minutes, and Arsenal came with the legs in midfield with Elneny and Coquelin. Sanchez on the wing, and they pressed us really high up.
The Wobie was brilliant.
Yeah, they knew we didn't have Gareth Barry and John Stones, who typically are our 2 players who get the ball deep and dictate the play. And they thought, we'll just squeeze them up. And in that situation, when you're losing 2 players who are good on the ball and can get you going, there's no shame in just dropping it over the top every now and then, turning them, putting them under pressure. Because if they're pressing high up, there's going to be space in behind as well. And it's just watching them try and... It reminded me of last season in a way. It's not something we've done as much this year, but we played ourselves into trouble. We played ourselves into traps, and they just nicked the ball off us high up all the time. Players like Welbeck, Iwobi. And that's where they formed a lot of their attacks from. But you're saying about that first goal, it annoys me so much. The team who seem to love having possession of the ball don't work hard enough to get it.
No.
They love it when the ball's there and it's handed to them, but they don't go and win possession back off teams. There's no desire there to go and get the ball high off the pitch or win it in dangerous area.
It comes from your coach still.
Exactly.
Like Ped said before, under David, and again, people will go back to David Moyes again, but that's because he was the manager before. And that team he had before were one of the most hardest working Everton sides you'll see, because they went hunting the ball. They weren't as technical as this side. They weren't as easy on the eye as this side. You know, but that's some of the best sides work hard. Arsenal worked hard to get the ball back. They chased that ball. Leicester City may win the league, chase every ball. We just wander around the pitch.
And this is Arsenal as well. You know, Arsenal are renowned, and they are. You know, like I said, there, Czech wasn't playing for them. Cazorla, Ramsey wasn't in the team. Giroud was on the bench. And you're thinking that's like a span of their team there, which wasn't playing. Mertesacker wasn't in the side either. He's been a key player for them. And they outbattled us, and they outran us, and they outworked us.
Pitiful.
They played Watford at home on Sunday in the quarter-final and got beat. They went to the new camp in midweek and got a chasing. You know, got beat. They played actually quite well at the new camp, but, you know, Barca was strong. And so 6 days, that was the third game in 6 days, and it was an early kick-off. We'd played at R5 on the Saturday and had nothing for a week.
But what
we looked like we had
what
nothing.
What have we been doing all week?
That's
because,
what I mean.
Well, to me, it just looked like we've been visiting schools and patting ourselves on the back. That's what it looked. The whole week it was all, aren't we great? Aren't we great? Let's relive the goal. Relive the. We're going to the final. Oh, isn't it great? Isn't it great?
Semi.
It's semi. Yeah. See, again, I don't.
Again,
this is what I hate.
it, yeah.
What I hate. This is what I hate. Patting themselves on the back because they got to a semi-final just because it's at Wembley. I'm not arsed. I don't care. It's just a semi-final. Stop making out like it's a big day out. It's not. One rant.
It is. It is a bit of
It's not though, it's not. It's not, Baz. It's not, mate. Honestly, it's a semi-final. In the old days, they used to just be played at Villa Park.
You know.
It's not a day out. The minute it's made a day out is the day that we become like every other shite. I remember this final in '84, Watford. This is a day out for the fans. We didn't say that.
I'm not saying it.
No, but that's the problem. Too many people are, Baz.
You know,
it's a
for a
semi-final.
fact, you know that I'm critical. You know what my standards are. This team will never get near my standards because they're lazy. They've got too many players who talk all week in the press about how good. Look, this goal. I make pictures in my mind. Make bleeding pictures every week, not just once. Because every time he talks, spouts off to the press, he's bollocks on Saturday. What I'm saying. They should be proud that they're going to the semi-final, but then we do it again. We want to win it.
It's just a semi-final. It means nothing more than the semi-final at Etihad, which we pissed up the wall. That just because it's at Wembley, and this is what I hate about the fact that it's at Wembley, is that it gets made out to be this big day, that it's this big conquest. It's not. It's a semi-final. It means nothing. It means nothing.
That's to you.
But it shouldn't mean anything to anyone. It's not success. Success.
Well, that's because we've been starved of it, hasn't it? That's
that's why, because we don't have high enough expectations, because we don't force them onto the team. I know what you're saying, but this is what I'm trying to get out of people who go, well, it is a day out. It's not a day out. It is another game. It's another game of football. It is a game, but
for the fans, it's a day out.
Well, it shouldn't be for the play. It shouldn't be. It's a semi-final. We haven't won anything. Even if we win that game, we haven't won anything.
Of course we haven't, but that's the thing. Listen, mate, we have struggled for years, so therefore...
So semi-finals are now suddenly the expectation.
Are you honestly saying that to me? About expectation levels?
So you're saying that European away day should be like a day off for people that...
No. Nothing.
You enjoy it.
But that's what I'm. That's what I'm
looking to semi-final. I'm not
though. I'm
going to London for the weekend and like
for me it's not. For me it's about business. Well, you know what? Fine, but the players shouldn't be.
Yeah, but that's what I've just said.
That's what they're talking about.
What you're doing is you're crossing the two. I'm not talking about the players. These players, like I've said, will never get near my expectations because there are too many bottlers. The expectations I have for Everton Football Club are for this team that everyone lauds wouldn't get anywhere near because the bang average. You can talk players up all day long, all you want, and tell me how great Seamus Coleman is and James McCarthy's world class and all this bollocks. The reality is they're not. The good players, they're not great players because great players don't lose 50% of the home games. But for the fans should be excited to go down to Wembley because you should be doing this every year. That's what you're aiming for. Days like that, get down to Wembley, win that, get back there 4 weeks later and win the bleeding thing. But for the players, it should be business. You're right, it should be. We do this every year. That should be the thing where we're in a semi. And what? I remember 84 going, down to Highbury to play Southampton. It was a massive day out. But we still went there wanting to win. We won it and won the FA Cup. Watford can come out and the players can go, it's a great day out this, we're looking forward to it. Everton were focused. This team should be focused, but this team isn't focused. This team is let's just pass it round, everything's slow, let's not put tackles in, let's not snarl around the referee. And that's the easy Osey shite that has been drilled into this side, sadly.
We haven't even talked about the second goal yet.
Well, we will. But I'm not excited about the semi-final. I'm not, honestly. Okay, I'm not excited. It's just, to me, it's just a semi-final. Yeah. If we win it, then I'll get excited about the final, but I'm not excited about a semi-final. I'll be excited if they win it, because that's what they've got me.
So you're not looking forward to going?
I'm honestly not asked.
You're not looking forward to going to
Wembley? I'm not asked. Honestly, I'm going. But
why are you going if you're not asked?
Because because this is why they've got me this season. What's there to be excited about? No, what I mean is,
if it was me, if I wasn't excited, I wouldn't go.
I'm not excited.
I'd stay at home.
I'm not excited.
I'm excited.
I'm not excited. It's just another game to me that they've got to prove themselves, not bottlers. The last time I went, the last lot were bottlers, and that's why I'm not excited. I've got to get over that. Maybe that's just me. I've got to get over that. But to me, I'm not excited.
I understand what you're saying in terms of where the players are, but if you can't get excited about it,
I can't.
Honestly, Wembley,
I wasn't excited for the game against Chelsea. I walked in there and sat down and went, do your job.
That's something you do every week. You go to Goodison every week. It's Wembley. It's 4 years since we were last there, so I'm personally looking forward to going. But I understand where you're
I'd rather not be going to Wembley. I'd rather be playing the game at Villa Park or Old Trafford.
Of course, because that's a proper semi, isn't it? That's what certainly.
But I just hate the fact that the club are turning it into something that it's not, and this is where it absolutely annoys me. Where they get people all excited. They did it all last week, and it takes your eye off the ball. It just but it's true though. Like, this is some kind of success. It's not success. Getting to a semi-final is not success. No. It never will be. And all week it was all, going back to the original point, all week it was all, oh, look at this, weren't we great, weren't we brilliant, fantastic, look what we did, oh, relive this, relive that. Not asked. Yeah, but I don't care.
I think the separate issues aren't they? Like, how the club peddle it and how the players.
But it's how people take that though, isn't it? And then they go into a game like that and do this where they don't look arsed. And then they wonder why they peddle out all this shite for season tickets, and wonder why people just look at them and go, what do you mean? What are you you're doing season tickets? Like, oh, nothing will ever be the same. Why will we fucking win 5 games next season at home? Do you know what I mean? It just all pisses me. No, but it pisses me off. Yeah, and I'm just like that with it, because it all just gets spewed out the same place, and I just annoys me.
Did you see that clip?
Watch me fucking
Did you see that thing where like Muller's putting the thing on Alonso and he's just getting him to calm down? He just chilled. The second goal, Matt. The second goal was was really poor as well, wasn't it?
Can I just start with the second goal, right? Because
you're back in the room.
I've always been in the room, mate. I've always been in the room.
Go on, mate.
The second goal, I actually turned around to the people I go to the game with, and I was talking to them. I said, you know what? For the last 5 minutes of the half, we just need to shut this down. We just need to shut this down, get out the half, reorganise, take a deep breath and go, you know what, we're only 1-0 down at home against a team that have fucking led us a merry dance for the whole of the half. Do you know what I mean? These are the things that annoy me, it's game management, and it's the manager, but it's the players more than anyone else at the moment. For the last 5 minutes, you need the leaders on the pitch to go, lads, let's just settle this game down. Arsenal win, they played well, but they were content. You could tell they were content, because they, in the back of their minds, they were probably thinking, we're doing alright, but we don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
And they just can't, do you know what I mean? They haven't got the switch in them that enables them to just go, right, just...
But I've said this so many times about this side. It's like, for me, watching it, it's like they don't understand the game of football. The players, they don't understand the little edges you've got to have in your game to be a winning team. They don't understand how to take a ball to a corner flag. They don't understand how to get cheap free kicks and settle the game down. They don't understand how to sit in and keep the shape. It's all lovely, let's keep passing the ball. Bezic, who we've lauded, was
he had a terrible game.
Dire.
Well, he did have a terrible game.
But his passing, he should still, you can have a poor game, but the amount of times he just passed the ball straight to their players.
And even something you'd expect him to do. I think Foodesbury is mainly the culprit for the second goal. But even Besic on that goal, something you'd associate him with getting stuck into a tackle. You know, we've hailed it. I still think he was fully fit.
So why is he playing?
Manager, isn't
I'm
it?
not
That's
asking
the-
you, I'm
that's
just
the-
saying.
That's the manager's decision.
Why was he playing, Matt?
Matt, why have you
Why
said
does he
these
play?
words?
You watched our tactics show.
You said, "I've got
He said he started. That's it, lads.
But watching that goal, it's like when Funes Mori went forward the ball. Like I said to my dad, said, "We are wide open at the back now," and then 10 seconds later, it's in the back of the goal, and it just summed us up for me in the sense that there's, in that bit of play from Funes Mori, there is so much naivety in terms of defensive, and when you're a defender as well, it was like say if that was like Ross Barkley in that situation or something, you may be able to understand his natural inclination, get him to take it down, try and go forward, but for a centre back to do that. It's just completely
That is what is known as, and this the definition. If you go schoolboy defending, that's the definition of schoolboy defending. That's a centre back who has played in the South American equivalent of the Champions League. So he's no mug. He's currently a starting centre back for Argentina, one of the best teams in the league. And he comes out to defence, tries to nick it. And then he plays a little ball to Besic, and you're thinking, no lad, just put it in the corner. You're defending, but that's the mentality that runs through the whole team.
That's what he's taught.
That's what he's told to do. Forget about the fact that you've just left a gaping hole in the back line,
the fastest player
which
on the pitch.
which it's going to take you 20 yards to catch up with. I watch. I mean, when you're at the game, you don't always see things like that. You don't always, because you don't process it. I've watched that goal so many times, and I honest to God, I would have issues with 13-year-old kids doing that. It's so bad that second goal.
If he's coached to just defend, he's a better defender.
Yeah.
It's just impressed on him to bring the ball out from the back, try and play. We were so far out of that game. We were in it and out of it. We were 1-0 down, but we weren't in the game. They were literally. You know that image when someone holds the little kid and he's swinging his arms and you're just going like that, because that's what it was like. They were just at us and they didn't break sweat. We couldn't get near them. When they were popping it round, we couldn't get near them. And so therefore, mix it, get people up, knock it long, take the middle of the park out the game.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean all of a sudden that's it, we've abandoned our principles, we're not a passing side anymore. It means we're struggling in this game, so let's see what you've got. But then again, when we knocked it long, no one even bothered to get up with Rom. So, we give such a...
It did feel like that.
The goal was just pathetic.
That second goal as well, and how Funes Mori was in that goal, you can see Martinez's influence there, because when he first came to the club, and all the reports you got about him beforehand, it was saying he's a no-nonsense defender, he's good in the air, he'll put tackles in, but on the ball, he's not very good. And I remember his first few games, he had a good game in the derby against Liverpool, and he was just putting his foot through things. And one of the reasons why we've all said we wanted him in the team instead of Stones last few weeks is because he does the basic things, he clears the ball.
Yeah.
But in that moment, you're seeing him, aren't you? It's starting. We've talked about John Stones and how he's just been given a free rein to do what he wants. Is that?
I don't want him in the team. I've said this before.
What did we say though last year? What undone this time last year? It wasn't his 1v1 defending. It was the fact that he started taking chances with the ball. Under Moyes, he just put his foot through. He just defended, and he was a decent defender he was a good defender for us. Let's not.
Was he taking chances, or was he being told to take chances?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Then all of a sudden, it's been told, isn't it? Because he'd never done that under Moyes. He just put his foot through it, or he'd got it and just got rid of it, and then he started exactly. Yeah. And like you say, Mori coming in, that's what he was doing. He was winning headers. He was getting man for man, putting tackles in. Now it's this
on the second goal as well. I mean, we'd had the ball. We were on the edge of their box, and it broke down. And you look at where the ball comes. It comes over the top, and Mori just runs. But again, you can see where's Baines, where's Jagielka, where's Coleman.
Yeah.
They're all, Jags was way over to the right because Coleman is way up the pitch, and Baines is way up the pitch. And again, I've said this so many times. We are so gung ho. It's like when we're attacking, everyone goes, and we're not leaning, and that's one of the reasons why. For me, I just can't be having this manager anymore. You
know what the thing with everyone goes? It's weird though, because it's not like everyone goes and you've got loads of bodies in the box. It's just like they kind of go, but they don't go anywhere. They all move into a little pack. So there's still big gaps. And when you watched Arsenal, they all moved as a unit, they all moved back as a unit, and there was no holes. And when you looked at Everton, there was the defence, then Besic and McCarthy, then Lennon and Cleverly, but don't know what they were doing, and then Ron on his own, and there was just holes all over the team.
It's like on a tea towel as your bed sheet.
That's what it is. And I looked at it and I just thought, and I know I've been fuming.
There's a student shout for you there. Yeah, there's a man who was a student.
I was fuming. I don't like this formation anyway. I think it's crap. I think it's outdated. I think people have got it and I've modelled it on Barcelona, who happen to have the best front three. Probably
no, but they play three
on the planet, but they play three forwards. We play 4-5-1. Essentially, that's what we play, and it doesn't work.
That was only in the first half.
Cleverly. But when Baines got the ball and he was trying to play an out ball, Cleverly was tucked inside, and he was nowhere. Cleverly was crap at the weekend. Coleman, I don't know what Coleman is at times, and it just makes me look and think everything's almost got to be ripped up.
Before we move on to the second half, I mean, one thing I would say, and again, every single player was terrible. Now, and I'm not just saying terrible. I mean, if you watch your ratings video, you just got bored. You just threw fives at everyone.
Yeah, that's the highest rating.
6. I thought Baines was our best player.
6.
No, I don't even think he had a very.
Martinez got a 1.
Martinez got a 1.
I think that's quite generous.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, every single person was terrible, and it feels like. But that's when you see everyone terrible, you feel like it wasn't the game of footy. It was
something else.
It was something else. It was the preparation. To me, I thought we were prepared all wrong. I didn't see the same attitude, intensity, fight that I seen last week, which you'd expect. And I think that's the only way. I've said this so many times. As an Evertonian, I expect us to play a certain way. All this tippy-tappy crap is just, it's dead in the water. It's dead in the water.
It's really boring to watch.
In fact, people in the first season would probably have said it was dead in the water till we won 7 on the bounce, and then suddenly it felt like something had clicked. But thinking back, I think we just got very lucky.
No, I think at the time it worked at that time, but it's ran its course.
If you look at the games in that run as well, we played a little more direct. We were moving the ball quickly through the phases. We weren't knocking it round at the back as much, sort of thing. But you're right there in what you're saying. It just, watching that team at the weekend, I just felt really disconnected from them. The last 20 minutes, I was just kind of sitting there, like, just for the sake of it, in a way. I didn't have any expectation of going to get back into it.
You hear the argument, Matt? He's lost the place, he's lost the dressing room and all that. I don't care. I mean, if he has, he has. If he hasn't, he hasn't. You can't. No one was saying that a week ago. When, okay, they might have been playing the way they want to play. If you don't like the way you're playing, right, don't play it. You know what I mean? Go over the white line and go, lads. I know.
But we've said, haven't we, as well?
But if you do it, if all of you do it, if all of you do it, I'm not talking about, not talking individuals. We know individuals have been ran out the club in the last 18 months. We know that. We know that players have left the club who have voiced their opinions. Now, if the senior players at the football club don't like it, the likes of Baines, the likes of Phil Jagielka, if they don't like it and they press the point to the players and the manager, this will be binned. Because I tell you what, it's a lot easier to get rid of a manager than it is a squad of players.
Of course.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, for me, right, we got in at half time. We hadn't even threw a punch in anger, as far as I was concerned. We'd had the first 3.5 minutes that we settled on before was decent.
Yeah. 3.5
minutes.
We were all right.
We got in 2-0 down, and you're thinking, all right, like you said before, they might tire. You know, we might. A 2-2 might be beyond the realms of possibility. We've still got play. We score goals. That was the thing I was thinking.
Yeah.
We scored a lot of goals. These aren't, we get at them, we might, because we hadn't really stressed them. And then, I had no issue with John Stones coming on, because Murray had been poor for me. So I thought, alright, I seen Stones warming up with the thing, he's coming on, the socks were up. I thought, right, he'll take Murray off at half time, put Stones back in, 2-0 down, we may as well play him, we've got nothing to lose. What happened in the second 45 minutes terrified me, and because it was the first time, I think probably since Walter Smith era, that I looked at an Everton side and thought, no one knows where they should be. No one knows what they're doing. They look like 11 lads, or the kids actually, they look like under 8, and you're just go and have a little game, lads, and go where you want. Because he went 3 at the back. Did he go 3 at the back?
No.
No one had a clue. The players didn't have a clue, the fans didn't have a clue, and that second half was absolutely shambolic. It was terrifying to watch.
I was like you when I seen Stones warming up. I thought it's probably a good change, because I mentioned before that they were pressing us high up and we couldn't play out of it. I thought if he just brings him on for Murray, keeps things the same, and then maybe you just sit later in the second half, then it might give us a bit more of a foothold. But to go to that system, and I think we talked about this in the past, it's such a unique system. It's so hard to just go in and out of 3 at the back. You need to have players who are suited to playing in their back three, and you need to have specialist wing backs as well. You can't just put a full back there. It's a completely different position, completely different job to do, and to just go to that all of a sudden against a team like Arsenal, it was just remarkable. And it emptied the midfield, which they were dominating anyway. Lukaku got a little bit more isolated because Aaron Lennon was just going where he wanted, and Ross Barkley was just, what position was he playing? He was basically playing on the left wing.
Lukaku went over to Martinez and was like, "Where do you want me? Here." He was going, "Do you want me here, or do you want me here, or there?" What? And the manager was just the arms folded, looking over.
At times,
no one knew where.
At times, Leighton Baines was playing centre midfield,
and then
he was
and Coleman,
and then Murray was playing left back, and then Coleman was playing right back.
Right,
Stones was playing right back, and then Coleman's playing. Then Coleman started coming inside, and then he brought Delafeu on, and the space Delafeu needed was taken up by Coleman. It was just pathetic, and we were still losing all the same battles.
We lost there was no shape. There being, for me, I mean, 2-0 down at home. The game's done. With 20 minutes left, it was done. We hadn't even had it. We'd had one little thing when Rom done the spinner, and we had a little flurry for about 3 minutes, and that was it.
Just mentioning that, the thing that annoyed me about the whole game most, when Ospina went down, he didn't know where he was still on the pitch, and we got a corner.
Yeah, and
instead of crossing it into the box and putting men on him, we had players 10 yards away from him and clearly played an outswinging corner.
Away from him.
What on earth are you doing?
And we could have had
what are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. They've got no game. They've got no cuteness, you can call it. They've got no cuteness about them. They don't know how to win a game. West Ham, we said it the other week, and you were spot on. Noble, they knew how to win a game. He knew how to wind people up. He knew how to direct things, what to do. We've got none of that. We've got nothing in it. Even when we've got our full team, we haven't got it. Gareth Barry, he's as great as he is. He still isn't nasty enough. He still doesn't whinge and moan.
But he's 36 and people are relying on him. Like, like I've been shouting in the last few weeks I've been saying I think Bessett should play because I want to see them higher up. In some cases that's the case, but he was crap. Don't get me wrong, he was rubbish on Saturday. But without Barry, some of those players looked lost. They looked like they needed someone to hold their hand.
We bought a centre forward for 13.5.
Well, this was the other thing, right? I mean, this is the other thing. You've a lot of people saying it on the internet and on Twitter and stuff. We're 2-0 up against West Ham. No, sorry. 2-0 up against West Ham. 15 minutes to go. 10 men, and he brings a striker on. We're 2-0 down at home at half time, and he brings a defender on.
But even if he didn't want to do it that early, half an hour left. I'd rather them go. Well, what we could have done was we could have gone, right, get on, go alongside Lukaku, and we'll just go long. It doesn't matter. We might get us back in the game. Put Coney and him on and just bang it long. If we get beat 4-0, I'd say.
They didn't even have Mertesacker playing.
They didn't have anything, and I would have turned. We'd have lost 4-0 chasing the game. I'd have gone, you know what? At least he tried to get us back in the game.
Why is he so terrified of playing two strikers?
It's just pathetic.
Why is he so terrified?
He wasn't terrified 2 bleeding weeks ago.
No, he wasn't. But why is he so terrified?
The funny thing is, as well, when you think back to the games where he has actually done it, like the first game of the season, he played Lukaku and Kone as the 2, and it worked. We got back into the game.
Brom.
Did it at West Brom, played the 2 of them up front, so we came back from 2-0 down that game.
You need Kone.
3-2.
You need Kone. You've got to have Kone. You've got to have Kone. Because Rom can't do without Kone.
You know what I mean?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's his thing, though, isn't it? That's his thing, isn't it? Oh, without Kone, Ron wouldn't have been to tie his shoelaces. That's what it was like at the beginning of the season.
The most hilarious thing is this 3-4-3 that he believes can wear. The only way you play the 3 at the back, you play 3-5-2, so you'd have your natural width. You'd have 2 centre forwards who work off each other, and you'd have your 3. So you could have had Bezic, McCarthy and Barkley, Baines and Coleman as your wing, or Baines and Lennon. I'm trying Coleman off at the moment. Baines and Lennon at half time, and Nias and Lukaku, and give them something to think about. Get a bit of width, get crosses in, get him up, let him work with Lukaku. Lukaku was crying out for someone to help him out. The kid's probably, I'm being critical of him at the weekend because he was crap, but you know what, he's probably knackered. He's bleeding up front on his own all season, carrying this gang of bottlers and gang of fucking mints and knobheads that just do nothing, walk around the pitch.
And again, we only made 2 substitutes.
Yeah.
It's not as if we had an injury early on and he brought 2 players on and we ran out of options.
The thing is, don't matter. I mean, we've got a game.
3 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. So they need the rest.
And it's 4 o'clock on the Sunday, so you can't be too.
This is a run. I think my dad always mentions this. He said he never brings on 3 subs. Never ever. He's so reluctant to do it. I remember when I came in, we did a show over the festive period, and it was that spell when when you have the Boxing Day game, the 28th game, And we were the only team in the whole Premier League who didn't make 3 substitutions on the 28th in that day. Because obviously managers looking at it thinking...
It's a phenomenal defeat that, though, to Stoke.
He's probably thinking... Managers probably thinking, got tired players, need to freshen up later in the game, and we were the only team not to bring on 3 substitutes on that day. And I can't think of a reason why. Earlier in the season, I was thinking maybe he's trying to save players for the end of the season.
Matt. When he saves players, you don't see them for 3 months. You don't see them for
like
3
Lennon.
months.
Yeah.
Aaron Lennon I forgot we bought him. In fact, we said why we bought him, didn't we?
I seen more of John Lennon in the first part of the season than I did of Aaron.
It's just, that for me, on Saturday, just that second half, honestly, I just sat there and I thought to myself, he's genuinely now
Just gone.
He's lost the plot. Even in his own mind, I don't think he knows. That other plant stood next to him.
Graham Jones makes all the subs.
They haven't got a clue. They haven't got a clue what they're doing. The pair of them.
All last week, you know, you go on our Twitter and our comments on YouTube, and there's a lot of people who still back him. I think some of them are terrified of change. Probably the manager's bought the club. That probably terrifies them. You know, actually maybe trying to go and get success and the ups and downs that can bring as well. And you're gonna have egg on your faces when he wins us the cup and all that. Listen, he might win the cup for us. He might.
Did he win the cup of Wigan?
He did, yeah. I believe so, yeah.
What did the 8th or 7th that year?
But if that's what people want, you know.
No, but the point is though. So I've been trying to.
I want us to win the cup.
Of course, we want to win the cup.
I don't want us to win the cup and then be 30, 40, 15th every season.
Yeah. But last week I was trying to. Have I been too harsh on him? You know, it was a great performance last week. You know, and you're trying to. Maybe I've been too done. You know, but then when you follow up with a performance like that, which is the same old, you know, you just think to yourself, apart from the cup, you have all got your shorts on. You have all got your towels on the beach. You know, that's the only thing you seem to be focusing on now. 8 defeats, half of our league games. When that man came in, took over from Moyes, you know, it was nearly a year to our first defeat.
We went the whole calendar year, didn't we, until Boxing Day.
Yeah,
well,
but haven't we won in Moyes' last season? Wasn't it 14 home wins?
Yeah, I think I seen a stat saying in the 3 seasons before he left, we lost 8 home games in total in those 3 seasons.
And people keep telling me about his amazing away record.
Is it that good?
Yeah. We hardly ever beat home under there.
And people keep telling me though about his amazing away record. Like, well, if you take his away record and you double it, we'd have 42 points. His away record isn't that good. It isn't that good.
4 points better off than...
We'd be 4 points better off. It ain't that good.
Leicester City have got 34 points away from home.
That's an away record.
Everton sit on 38
That's
points.
An away record. That's an away record. Stop kidding yourselves about what's going on at the club. We are absolutely abysmal, and people keep on saying it's going to turn on a switch. Why is it going to turn on a switch? We're not organised. The players who used to look good are no longer looking good. They look disinterested in the whole setup as well, and the whole system just doesn't suit us. We should be like we did against Chelsea: high tempo, high pressing, high energy, getting in teams' faces. We are not good enough to play this football. We are not good enough. And Prentice made a good point yesterday. He wrote a piece because the Echo are starting to maybe slightly look at things now. He said yesterday about it going, this could be like the worst. Mike Walker has the worst record. I think it's 9 defeats, home defeats. We've got 3 left. We're obviously on 8. You know, and he's looking at it and he's trying to, you know, what is the problem?
Walker.
What?
Walker didn't last long enough to have.
No, he had 9 that season. So Howard Kendall
in the 12 months.
Gabriel. No, that season with 9.
The Walker.
At the end of the
sorry,
season,
I thought you meant. Sorry.
No.
I thought you meant him.
So he was asking the questions. You know what? The simple fact is, Martinez doesn't believe there's a problem, or he simply doesn't believe that it's his problem. He blames every single one else. He'll blame the ref. He'll blame Ron for missing a penalty. He will blame everyone else. On Saturday, he said that was a one-off performance. In terms of the performance, it was a one-off performance because it was so bad. But you can't hide behind that when you've already lost 7 home defeats.
Well, you know the 7 home games that we've lost. Were we just very unlucky in every single one?
Apparently we were.
No, but I'm asking you.
But apparently we were, because The man will not take responsibility. This is my biggest problem with him now. He blames Mourinho, whether you like him or not, would take the blame for everything. He will take the blame to the point where he probably got him the sack in the end, because he would blame he would the players were never to fault. Never. He always took the focus off. Martinez seems to want to blame everybody but himself. He never will say I got it wrong ever. What? Who the fuck does he think he is? Who honestly does he think he is? He's a fucking nobody. And I'm sorry for pulling the expletives out now, but he is absolutely nobody. He did nothing in playing career. He's done nothing in his managerial career. Won an FA Cup and fucking got Wigan relegated. Who the fuck are they? Swansea, I'm not even asked about your fucking story.
Stop swearing.
Nah, I'm not past the point of giving a shit now.
Stop.
He dragged, alright, pulled Swansea out the mire. So what? Good luck for you. You are not a top manager, and you are dragging us down to what is your level, I'm afraid. And the sooner,
I think,
as soon as you pull out to pasture, the better for me, because we are going nowhere very, very fast.
I think the
You're a nice man, though. You're a nice man. You're a nice man, and you smell nice.
I've
I've
said it before. He'd be a fabulous academy director where results don't matter. Developing players, outstanding. Can see a player, outstanding. Unfortunately, and he might, where he might be great? Somewhere like Spain, where it's not as demanding in terms of it is all about the possession. It's a slower game, possession based. He'd probably do well there. This is the Premier League. It's unforgiving. We've got a fella who's coming from Germany all singing and dancing. And he's not exactly pulling up any trees, because this league is tough and you can't arse about with fanny football. And Everton have tried it. You know what's scary? Go and have a look at David Moyes' record as Everton manager, because you forget with Moyes, because we all go, I wouldn't want Moyes back. Go and have a look at this, where we finished under Moyes. It's but you forget. You look and go 5th, 6th, 4th, 5th, 4th, 5th, 7th. You're going, oh my God, because we've had 5th. We've had 10th, was it last season, or 11th? What was it?
I can't remember what it was last season.
And this year, I'll be amazed if we finish.
Don't you think? Sorry, Matt. I just want to throw it. Don't you think that the fundamental point is that he doesn't actually think that there's a problem?
That's it. Yeah.
Don't you?
That's
for
the
me,
worrying
that for everything I've just ranted. Actually, that's what I was trying to get to. He doesn't actually think there's a problem. He thinks that all the outside factors are referee decisions, luck. It's almost like Brendan Rodgers should be exactly the same. I remember Brendan Rodgers used to come into interviews and go, well, I set them up perfectly. I'd put a game plan out perfectly, but either a decision went wrong, or my players didn't listen to what I said, or the other team just had the betterers. It was never, don't you think maybe then you should change your game plan? Doesn't happen with Martinez. He just thinks that whatever he does is the right thing, and he will not take responsibility for the failures of this team.
And it's like what you said as well. He should be humbled, considering what he's gone through in football. He obviously got relegated with Wigan, and he's got this job, which is a great job for him to have. And you'd think he would realise that and take a bit more of the brunt on himself. But the fact that he seems to keep blaming these external factors, that'll rub off on the players as well. And if your leader in the squad is saying this was a fault, but you're all sound, don't worry, it's all going to come together soon, nothing's going to change. They're not going to start doing anything different. And I did kind of get wrapped up in the whole it's going to click sort of theory early in the season. Remember after Crystal Palace, I thought this is a team that looks like it's going somewhere, but it's gone backwards since then. That was like a basis for me to push on and go forward from that game. But we've gone backwards since then. We don't, and we've talked about this a few times, Ped, on the Blue Room, saying how people think, look at next season and go, Leicester, we could do that. We've got good players. Tottenham, we've got good players as them. We are leagues away from them teams, because they do things that Everton don't do so much better. Want to do, and they don't. There's no pressure on them. There's no demands on them to do it.
Those things that you're talking about, they're a dirty word to him. Working hard.
Parasite football.
It's working hard. Yeah. Can I just say one more thing on it though? It doesn't help. When the chairman continues to laud them. continues to blow smoke up his arse.
He's gone, isn't he?
I don't know, but he
After
should.
that game, he was
But he
always
shouldn't know, that's
gone.
half the problem. Because then
that day, he's there with the fella he's found for us, who's a billionaire.
Goose, yeah.
He was showing off the silver. We played Chelsea with a big name draw. We played brilliantly. We won 2-0. He was always going to
I disagree though. I disagree
but
because
that's fine. But
there should always be. There should always be. There needs to be a working relationship. And if you're,
but he had this with Walter Smith.
I know.
Tried when he sat.
But you're standing next to the new owner, and you're already sort of like, you're the new owner's already going, well, hang on.
You could see him. He was uncomfortable.
If I want to sack this fella, then I've got to go through you first, almost. And you know, I know the beginning of the season when we're putting big things, you know, the big stupid thing on the side of the building and all that kind of thing, and you're thinking, he's the manager of your football club. It could go as quick as that. Do you know what I mean? And we're lauding him like he's some idol when he's not.
When he's look at it, after this first season, he got a new 5-year deal straight away, didn't he?
More than Moyes,
yeah. And we finished 5th, and it's like that immediately saying, "Oh,
you've done enough, mate.
We are in order.
You've done enough.
That's it, yeah."
But that's the question people keep on asking now. People keep on saying, "But do you think he'll sack him?" Because look what he said about him last week. He absolutely loves him. I don't think he'll sack him. Loads of people say, I just don't think he'll sack him.
Do you know when you break it that we've won once since we beat Villa 4-0 at home?
Newcastle.
Sure.
And that was it. It's April next
it's
time we play. But that's since Villa, the end of November. We've won one home game in that time. One. And it's that was November, it's April. Now, what it is because they've done all right away, and you've had that win at Stoke and things like that. The day when everything clicks for you, you'd have that win. Any team can beat anyone, can't they? That's the way the Premier League is.
They're the one-offs, not Saturday.
Exactly,
they're the anomalies,
so
aren't they? Yeah.
All of a sudden, this feeds into that first season is like years away now, isn't it? And at the time, people were going, you know, there was a certain person on Twitter who called them out very early on, and you know what? He was right, because maybe not as harshly as what he called them, but he said he is a chancer, and he wasn't John Merrill, Balder, that's chancer. He said he's lucky and he'll be found out, and we were all like, no, he's brilliant because he's managed to marry the two Moyes' defence, and he's put it all the spin on it. But as his influence has grown and grown, our performances have gone worse and worse and worse, and this is 2 years, this isn't improved. And don't forget, the other thing, everyone seems to forget, the other thing is, he's had money. He's had a lot of money.
I know he has.
He's had more than what Moyes ever had. And again, I'm not advocating bringing David Moyes back.
No, you're right though.
Moyes is great.
13.5 million for a striker who's been at the club now for 2 months, and we've seen him for 5 minutes.
Moyes' record signing.
We've seen him for 5 minutes.
There's Fellaini, right, at 15 million.
Yeah.
And Fellaini was there for 5 years. Moyes was there. That was still his record signing when he got off. He had Yakubu at 11.5 million. We just bought a centre forward from Russia that we don't play for 13.5 million. We bought another one for 28 million, who we will get our money back, and has been a brilliant buy, there's no question about that. We paid 13.5 million for James McCarthy. This is big money. Moyes would have been dancing in the
10 million
streets.
for Foons Murray.
You know, so he's had money. Don't kid yourself that he's doing this. He come in and we were 18th or 17th, and he's got us playing great football, and it's just a bump in the road.
Isn't he in the top 10? Is he in the top 10 of paid managers in the world as well?
Yeah. You look at
it just baffles me. It baffles me. And he gets away with it. And one of the reasons he gets away with it is because he's allowed to get away with it. There's still no pressure. There's still no pressure. And I mean from any quarters. Okay, people won't.
Do you know why?
People won't Twitter.
Do you know why?
But you're at the match. No, but you're at the match, and there's no real outrage. There's no one.
Because everyone's just kind of gone to like apathy now.
No one kicks off. No one says anything. We're all just and then you get the flip side. We go, the crowd at Goodison's awful. It's just like that's the awful.
Another video.
The only time it'll change is if we are really close to going down, and everyone will kind of think,
Matt,
oh, hang on.
We're in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Everything's okay.
Do you know what the other thing as well? Like, there's just 2 points I want to talk before you.
We need to wrap this up.
I know, of course. But the first one is
we left the Arsenal game a long time ago.
The first one is, remember John Cross slated them when Everton fans will find out very quickly.
Dingo did as well.
I don't know why they're celebrating.
Richard Keys did as well.
And Richard Keys, and you go at that time, shut up, you blades.
Yeah.
And you. But it's coming home to roost, isn't it? And you look at that. But the other thing will be ambition. The other thing will be now, how ambitious is Everton? Are we ambitious enough to say thank you very much. You've brought us some good players to the club. You've done, you know, you've developed players and things like that. But sorry, but this is the end of the line now because we need to be up there. We've got a new owner with some money. We want a new ground. Are we ambitious enough to say, even if we win the FA Cup, if we win the FA Cup and finish 10th, are we ambitious enough to say, like the other lot did with Dalglish, thank you very much, that was fantastic. Yeah. You go out of here with your head held high, you've won a cup, we finished there, you go on, you can say, won another cup, and we go after a higher manager? Or are we going to go, finish 14th, win the FA Cup, and what'll happen is a lot of people will then look and go, it'll all be Sam next season, just because we've got that monkey off our back, which we might do, but... Nah.
And it's all well and good being virtuous and keeping a manager and having all like long term and loyalty, but look at, I always remember when Southampton sacked Nigel Atkins and brought in Pochettino, and everyone's going, oh my god, why are they sacking Nigel Atkins? He's doing a great job there, he's a nice fella, and he's come in and he took them to a new level, and now he's one of the best managers in the world.
And then they got Cuba, who's
and again, Leicester, Nigel Pearson kept them up, did a great job at the end of the season, and they've obviously seen, isolated somebody else, got him in, and he's doing wonders now. But it's about looking at a target. If there's a manager who becomes available, or is, you know, behind the scenes to saying,
Matt, I remember when Nottingham Forest kept Clough on.
Yeah. And it destroyed
it destroyed
well,
it didn't destroy his leg. Well, it did in the end. It did. Man had won them 2 European Cups.
But when you think about Clough now, Forest, what do you remember now? I just remember the big red nose.
I remember so mad. I'm allowed to say it.
Don't say that either. But I think, listen, that's what it's about. People have got to get away from the fact that what do you want from your football club? Do you want Everton to win things? Like, your life's going by. Your life is going by year by year by year by year. Everton is getting further and further away from when they won something. It's 21 years since we won a trophy, and that's gone by, and it's going. You're at a short space of time. You're at a football club. You want to win stuff. You want your club to be challenging. It's no good going, he's boss Bobby La, he's sound, he looks great with the tight suit on, and we play some nice football. If that's what you want, fine, that's great, that's you. Personally, I want to see my team winning things, and I want to see me club demonstrating A path that they want success, and B going out after.
Listen, before Mashiri come in, if we'd won the cup and finished very badly this season, I might have gone, do you know what, we'll stick with them for another year.
A cup.
You know what?
The League Cup or
whatever the cup, whatever. But now Mashiri's here, I just think that we've gone from there to there in the terms that we should be looking. Loads of people like that to me, who could we get? And I go, get anyone now, couldn't we? We really wanted to. Loads of managers want to manage in the Premier League, and we should have the money. We should have the money to back it up, regardless, because of all the TV money coming in
as well. Yeah,
but you'd like to think to think now that we've got an owner where even if he doesn't put money into the club, it's almost like Tottenham's owner. He's a billionaire. He doesn't sit there going money, 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 but he's the backup. He's the backup. He's the one where you go, right, we need like an interest-free loan to do this. Yeah, I'll pay. That's what you. But that's what you.
You know what? And the thing with that is, we will have this on. But the thing what backs that what you've said up is the fact that Jose Mourinho and Everton were in the same sentence by credible journalists last week, and that's only backed up because they know how serious this fella is. It isn't pie in the sky. In comes someone with a few quid. This fella could do it. And that's why Everton should be going after Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
Right, tell us what you think anyway about the Arsenal game. I know that was just like, I know, but to be fair, it was crap, wasn't it? So we're cutting all that. Tell us in the comments. I know we've all had our very angry rants. Apart from Matt, he just wanted to talk about holy tea towels. I'm not sure why that we went there.
Holy tea towels? He didn't say holy, he just said a tea towel.
It's like having a tea towel to cover you. We were all crunched up in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah. You know what he was talking about.
He has Friday night in his house.
Tell us what you tell us what you think in the comments on Twitter as well, Toffee TV 1. We're on Facebook and on Snapchat. We're on all those things. I don't care. I'm just miserable. We'll see you later on Toffee TV.